Hey, I'm Bob. Totally blind since birth into Power Rangers. Going to be taking a look at an action figure from the Lightning Collection, more specifically Boom Studios Comics. This guy has been in stock and out of stock for pre-order over the past year on Hasbro Pulse, but I finally found a Tyrannosaurus Sentry. So I could not resist nabbing him. And I gotta say, I love these Boom Studios action figures because they help me visualize what's going on in the comics, of course. So here he is. I like this melee weapon they've equipped him with here. Double-bladed staff. And the blades on either end, they remind me very much of Jason's old power sword. I'm sure we see the Tyrannosaurus designs on either end. We'll do a 360 so you can get a better look at him. He's got this fancy schmancy cape on because the Sentries serve as Draken's elite guard in the comics, from what I've read. He's always got a few of them protecting him. Not that he needs much protection. He's a very vicious dude. Make sure he's centered. There we go. So on his left hand here, got a closed fist. You can replace his left hand with a gripping hand if you'd like. I'll do that in just a sec. We'll raise him and lower him a little bit. Take a better look at the double-bladed staff weapon here. I love this thing. Rather like Darth Maul's double-edged lightsaber. No, not really, but I mean, you know, I kind of get lightsaber vibes because I'm also a Star Wars fan too. All right, I'm going to pause this and we'll give him some fisted hands. But before I do that, I almost forgot. I'm going to give him his little energy effect piece on the end of his staff weapon. It tends to want to slide down toward his hand. Oh. Looks like he's being shocked by his own weapon. All right, I'm going to pause this, put some fisted hands on, or a right fisted hand on. We now see Timmy the Tyrannosaurus Sentry prime for pummeling. Got his two fisted hands going on here. Putting up his dino dukes, as it were. Do some elevation with him again. I think the Sentries are probably my favorite villains in Boom Studios. I like the fact that they're an army. I'm going to put his gripping hands back on. I'm going to put him in my lap for a few minutes. Not a few minutes, hopefully less than that. But yeah, you have several variations of the Sentry in the Boom Studios comics. He'd make for quite an interesting series of action figures. You have saber-tooth Sentries. I think they're just a step below the Tyrannosaurus Sentries. From what I've been seeing, they serve as possibly lieutenants. They have these dual guns with bayonet-like power dagger weapons on the ends because, you know, of course, they represent the saber-tooth tiger, and she had the daggers. I mean, the Yellow Ranger, yellow saber-tooth Sentries, you know. And let's see here. There are pterodactyl Sentries. They're kind of like snipers, so I would imagine they'd come with sniper rifles. And you also have the Mastodon Sentries. If you play Battle for the Grid, well, they feature quite prominently in those, or that video game, I should say, not those. And those guys do, I should say. And they're, I think, Draken's basic ground grunts. The Elite Guard, the Tyrannosaurus Sentries, I mean, they're brought out during special occasions and they protect Draken at all times. But yeah, the Mastodon Sentries would be fun to acquire too. There are also green Zeo Sentries. I'd love to see those guys. They pilot these mech-like tanks tank suits or something or other. I don't know what they look like. Got chain guns and grabby claws, all kinds of stuff. Okay, I've got the gripping hands, both gripping hands attached, so you can have him posed with his staff weapon, holding it in both hands. Ten out of 10 for Mr. Tyrannosaurus Sentry. And like I said, hopefully there will be more Boom Studios baddies to come. I'd love to see a Black Dragon Zord Ascension project. Big honking. Well, I guess he wouldn't be that big. I don't know. Maybe he'd be another Dragon Zord clone, so that might not be advisable. But he might look a little different. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comment section, because I don't know what it looks like visually. Also love to see some Boom Studios Audible edition comics read by a full cast, all that good stuff, theater of the mind kind of thing. I bet you they'd sell pretty well. Anywho, that'll do for this Boom Studios Lightning Collection action figure review. Gotta love the bad guys. Continue to bring them on, Hasbro, because, well, these guys sold out quite a few times. So yeah, make more bad guys. Anywho, that'll do for today's figure review. Hear you next time, guys. May the power protect you, and have a great day.